Hey guys, Kimmy here. I just want to talk about how to travel with your kids. I'm not an expert at it, but we just got back from Chicago for Thanksgiving and we took a plane ride with all 4 kids. Yeah, that was interesting. I used to travel a lot when my oldest Callie was, 2. We used to drive back and forth, fly back and forth to Boston to see my parents a lot. But 1 kid versus 4, it could be a lot of work. But I just want to tell you how we got ready and what we did, some tips that might help you. I went online and researched a lot. Even though I have flown with them before, you kind of panic and go, okay, what do I need to do? What should I get? And so that's how I was. So, and with Shaylee being 2, well, she'll be 2 here in a couple of weeks. I thought, oh my gosh, what can I, this girl can't sit still. She has a hard time sitting still in church. And so here's what I did to get ready with packing for them and traveling with them. So I hope this helps you, especially this holiday season if you're traveling. So the first thing is having a checklist. And I did write a checklist for going out to Chicago, what I needed to pack, but I forgot to pack it in my bag. And because I did that, when we were cleaning up the room we were staying in, Derek found this cord and he's like, is this yours? And I said, no. And it was actually Callie's cord to her camera, which ended up having to be mailed back out to us. So bring your checklist, everything the kids are bringing. If they're packing, ask what they're packing, have them make a list so you know what to bring back. And so, or she packed is your clothes. Find out where you're staying. If you're staying at a relative's house or a friend's house, ask them if you can use their washer and dryer, and then you won't have to pack as many clothes. So by doing this, I had the girls in 1 suitcase, Derek and I were in 1, and the boys were in 1. And then that way we had room for anything that we bought, any souvenirs that we could just pack in the suitcase. We had plenty of room. So we did laundry there. We ended up doing laundry a couple of times. And it was great. And when we came home, we had clean laundry. So when we unpacked the suitcases, everything went into their dresser or closet. So that was very beneficial. I found that rolling your clothes ended up packing more than just laying them flat. I was able to fit a lot more in there. Shoes. Here's the thing. You can kind of go crazy with shoes, especially for you women. If you're not going anywhere and doing anything grand, seriously have like 1 pair of shoes or 2. I brought 2. I had a pair of boots and sneakers, and that was it. I made them work with all my outfits, and the kids had 1 pair of shoes. So I just tried to make it so that the majority of them had 1 pair of shoes, and that's all I had to worry about. I didn't have to go looking for shoes. Yeah. And then toiletries. I called my mom. You have a hairdryer, right? She's like, yep. And I said, okay, I'm not packing my hairdryer. I know she has a flat iron, but it doesn't work like mine. Kind of gets my hair staticky. But anyway, so I brought our flat iron, no hairdryer. And I said, what kind, I just asked what she had that we could use. And she was so offering and wonderful. And so a lot of our toiletries I didn't pack because it just saved room. Okay, when you are traveling with your children's car seats, I know at Walmart they sell, I think it's by Graco, the traveling car seat bag that you can stick your car seat in, zip it all up and check it. Which is nice. My brother had one and I thought, oh, that was neat, but I wasn't going to go buy one when I know that we're not going to get on an airplane for a very long time. So I didn't get one. We just sent it on the belt. But Boston's booster seat with the booster chair in the back that click into it, we bought an extra duffel bag. Since we packed all of us, 2 to a bag, we had plenty of bags to check in that didn't cost more. So we brought a duffel bag, and in that duffel bag we had my son's skateboard and the car seat, and then all their heavy winter coats because Chicago was cold. We were doing family pictures. So that's how we packed the car seat. So hope that helped. And we talked to the kids before the trip about what to expect at the airport. We talked to them on the way to the airport about security and things. The only thing that I forgot to talk to Callie about was packing like toiletry things in her bag. I didn't think she would. Everything went really smoothly through security. We put their jackets on the belt, the stroller on the belt. Kids 12 and under don't have to take their shoes off, so that was nice. But we were doing really good, and then they stopped on Callie's bag, and they had to go through it. And I'm like, what is going on? She didn't realize she packed her big bottle of like spritzer smelling, yummy smelling spritzer, and lotion, and they had to throw them away. And she was so upset, and we told her, you're not in trouble. She got really scared. And we said, you're not in trouble, you're okay. We can go to Walmart and get you some more, So just explain to your kids, maybe check their bags before they get onto the plane, their carry-on bags. So I felt really bad. I should have checked her bag, but I didn't think. I thought she packed all that stuff with her toiletries. So at the terminal, we went and found our gate. And then we went and... it was really early. Our flight was early in the morning. So we went and got breakfast. And then we just let Shaylee run. We found a corner that she could just play and run around in and just get all that energy out. And then we had the kids go to the bathroom. Boston is 5. And he still kind of has an issue with wetting himself or wetting the bed at night and when he naps. We're still working on that with him. So right before we got on the plane, we put him in a pull-up. I thought, gosh, what if he falls asleep? I don't want him to have to worry or us have to worry if he wets himself and wets the seat. And so he knows, he's not going to wet it when he's awake because he finds it gross. So that helped. We stuck it on him just in case he fell asleep. And we also did that on our long trip from when we were in Chicago to the museum on the way back. So they fell asleep. We had that on him because he did wet his car seat one time and I felt so bad. So we put that on him, changed Shaylee's diaper, let her get the wiggles out. They boarded the plane before Shaylee and I did. She was on my ticket for a seat or for carry-on child. So Derek's like, come on, it's time to get on the plane. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not getting on that plane with her until it's time for them to shut the gates. It's the last minute because there's no way she has to sit there for like almost 3 hours. I'm not going to torture her, any longer than I had to. So I got on the plane. I checked the stroller and got on the plane like right towards the end. And so that helped. We were in a really small plane. It was two seat. So I sat next to Callie. Callie was at the window, then me. Shaylee was on my lap, and then we were able to sit her between the both of us. In front of me was Boston and Jonah, and then to the right of them in the aisle was Derek. We made it so that the boys were in front of me so that when Shaylee kicked her seat, she was kicking the boys and nobody else. So that helped. So there's a tip for her. Yeah. So that's how we did the seating. So once we were on the plane, each kid had their own backpack. And they had their own things in it. Like Callie had books and, movies to watch, and they each had a portable device that they could watch movies and things, and they had snacks. I packed them with all different sorts of snacks and stickers. But you know what? The two boys, they just mostly watched movies and played with their Legos. They were really good. Shaylee's bag was just loaded with stuff. I had diapers and wipes, and then I had nothing for me. Absolutely nothing for me, because when you're traveling, Mom, forget it. You hope they'll fall asleep and maybe you could take out their book, but don't even go there. Like, I packed nothing for myself. In the bag, like I said, diapers and wipes and marshmallows, mini marshmallows and crackers. Like, all the things that she likes to eat were in that bag. Dum Dum lollipops. Okay, I'm telling you, you are in a fit of emergency when your kid is crying. Those Dum Dum lollipops like save the day, and I forgot them. And it was, she had a little rough of a time, but she wasn't too loud or anything. But then she kind of kicked me out of my seat. So I stood in the aisle, in between the seat and the aisle, and let her sit in my seat until the pilot put the seatbelt sign back on, and then she sat with me. But we just did our best with movies and toys. I went to the toy store before we left and got her some little things that were brand new. You know, they're going to play and be fascinated more with something new than something they always play with. I did have her teddy and a little blankie for her. And so she did really well, all considering. The flight home, I had my dum-dums. That saved the day. And what was like the biggest blessing was that when we booked our tickets, the flight was full. But on our way home that Sunday after Thanksgiving, people must have changed their tickets because there was a few empty seats. And there was one right next to Derek. So that was awesome. So he sat with Callie, and I sat in his seat with Shaylee in the empty seat. So, oh, I'm so thankful for that. So thankful for that. That was a lifesaver. But yeah, and then on our flight home, before we left, I went to Target and picked her up some more new toys, and like Mr. Potato Head and these finger puppets, and I just found her some new things to get her attention, which helped. And so with those things I bought her, she's forgotten about them. And so her birthday's on the 22nd, so I'm just going to wrap all of those and give them to her on her birthday. She doesn't know. So yeah, that is how we survived traveling with the kids. It went well. A few moments with Shaylee, but the dum-dum saved the day, having her binky or sippy cup. Things she could suck on for the plane. Jonah's ear started to hurt on the descent. We gave him gum. So yeah, it went really well. I heard of parents, and I've done this with Callie, giving your kids some Benadryl to help them maybe sleep on the plane. We tested the Benadryl on Shaylee the night before our flight, and it said like a teaspoon for 6 and older, and anything younger, ask a doctor. So I thought, well, usually whenever I ask my doctor, he says 1/4 teaspoon. So I gave her 1/4 teaspoon of the children's Benadryl. No, she was up for hours. It either makes them fall asleep or they bounce off the walls, and Shaylee was bouncing off the walls. So yeah, thank goodness we did a test run. It would have been worse. And then when I got back, we went and saw our pediatrician, and I told him what happened, and he said, you know what, you probably should have given her the whole teaspoon. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He goes, sometimes the doses can make them wiry. Like if you cut the dose, it could make them wiry. And if you give them the full dose, they probably would have fallen asleep. So, but oh well. I thought, no medicine, no cough syrup, none of that. We'll just, we'll deal with it. We'll make it work. Well, I hope if you are traveling with your kids this holiday season, please be safe. I hope these tips work. Yeah, so I hope that helped you. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have tips for me. I would love that. So, okay, have a great day, guys. See ya. Bye.